everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the 3 by the Sea Designs podcast. My name is Kim, and I am 1/3 of 3 by the Sea Designs. My mom, Dreama, my sister, Becky, and I, we own a shop called 3 by the Sea Designs on Etsy. We sell project bags, stitch markers, and occasionally other goodies that we put in the shop that we make here in Florida. You can find us on Instagram as 3 by the Sea Designs. You can also find us on Facebook, and we have a private Facebook group called the Mermakers, so definitely check that out. You can email us at 3bytheseadesigns@gmail.com, and as always, you can check out our Etsy shop, 3 by the Sea Designs, and see what we have in the shop. Okay, so today's episode is all about our shop update. Things that I have been working on and finished, and some things that I got in the mail. And what else? Let me look at my notes. Future plans, happy mail, all of that good stuff. And then at the end, I'll talk about a little bit of life stuff because as some of you know that follow us on Instagram, the last couple of weeks for me specifically have been super crazy health-wise, so I just wanted to let you know that I'll talk about all of that at the end. That way, if you don't really care or want to hear about that, then you don't have to go through it. But I did just want to pause and say a couple of things. A huge thank you to everyone who reached out to us on Instagram and Facebook and just checking on me and you know, your thoughts and your prayers and your concerns were heard and felt, and I really appreciate that so much. This community that we have is so loving and amazing, and I just want you to know thank you for all of that. Like I said, I'll talk more about that a little bit later at the end. So we're going to talk about shop news and the update that we just launched a couple of days ago. All of the bags and stitch markers that we put in the shop are they're live on Etsy. You can go check them out right now. And we were planning on updating the shop last week, but because of the health issue that I went through, it got delayed a little bit and I didn't get to do a podcast, and so everything was a little bit pushed back. But nevertheless, everything is up, and we're very, very excited about this update. Okay, so I am going to cut away and show you the bags that we have and the stitch markers, and then I will be back. All right, so what did you guys think? There are so many adorable, springy, beautiful project bags that we have been working so hard on, and stitch markers. We really tried to bring some color and just a wide variety of things this time to the shop. There's small, medium, and large zipper bags. There's medium drawstring bags. There's even the adorable little minis. And I'm so excited about this. The update went live a couple of days ago, and you guys have overwhelmed us with purchases already. And we really beefed up our quantity of bags this time, so we made sure that they didn't sell out right away. So there's plenty of left in the shop as of today, which is, oh, I didn't even mention today is Friday, March 4th. And so as of today, there's plenty of left in the shop. So definitely check it out. And we're just really excited about it. So I picked a couple of my favorites from the bags and from the stitch markers. So I just wanted to kind of talk about those a little bit. So I think this one is my favorite of the drawstrings. The plaid with the birds just sings to me. And that was the inside. I just love this one. It screams spring to me, and pink. Pink's not my favorite color, actually. Purple's my favorite color, but pink is definitely a close second. So I just loved this one. And my favorite of the zippers is this one. So those are my two favorites from the bags. And then my favorites from the stitch markers is the bunny flower. And I really liked the feathered friends. Comes with the pink, blue, and purple. I really liked those. I thought they were just delicate and dainty, really springy. And then I think my other one out of the clay charms is the Easter egg. I really liked that one too. The clay charms are very lightweight. Some of them are a little bit larger in size, but they're perfect as a progress keeper, and they are so lightweight. They will not hold down your projects, so don't be worried about that. Sometimes clay charms can be a bit heavy, but these are not at all. So those were my favorites of the stitch markers and the bags. I mean, of course, I love all of them. I want to keep one of one of them. Obviously, we can't do that because we want to give them all a chance to go out into the world and be used by all of our customers. But I do truly love all of them, all of the prints that we did. So that is our spring shop update. We hope you love it. Comment below and tell us what is your favorite of what we have, favorite bag or favorite stitch markers, and or if you've already purchased or if you're planning to, or just we love hearing what your thoughts are about the shop update, and so we would love to read some of those comments. I may take a lot of water breaks this podcast. It's mid-afternoon here, and it's getting very warm in Florida, so I've been trying to drink a lot more water, especially this week with all the medications that I've been having to take. So water for me right now. Of course, I'm having my coffee in the morning still, but lots and lots of water, which I love water anyway. I drink it pretty much all the time. So, but I wanted to show you this cool cup. I got it at Costco, and it came in a 2-pack. And it's just a metal, like thermal kind of cup, and it has a metal straw, but it keeps my stuff really, really cold. So it has the metal straw, but then it comes with this sort of silicone-y, rubbery topper, which I thought was cool. So those are from Costco. I'd never seen them there before, and I really liked them. All right, so a couple more things for the shop news. What's next for 3 by the Sea? We just did our huge spring update. That is, as far as updates go, we're going to try to do seasonal updates. So the next update we'll do will be for summer. But be on the lookout for exciting things that are coming to our shop. We are sort of expanding some things, and we're going to have more than just project bags and stitch markers in the future. I can't tell you details yet because we want to keep it a secret, but it's very exciting, and we'll still have bags and stitch markers, so don't worry, that's definitely not going away. But there's just some really exciting things to come for us, and we may update small things between now and summertime. And when I say summer, I mean like May, because we try to give everyone time, ahead of time to get their stuff and be able to use it for the upcoming season. The other thing that I wanted to mention for the shop is that we are trying to come up with some way to help with all of the sad situations that are happening with the people of Ukraine. This is not a political or opinionated podcast. This is strictly about knitting and craftiness in our shop. But I just wanted to say that our hearts are truly broken for the people that are affected by everything going on with Russia and Ukraine. And we would love to be able to raise some funds to donate to some type of organization that helps with the refugees and the people that are affected by all of this. So we're considering making a project bag and a stitch marker set that you can purchase, and it will be in the colors of Ukraine, blues and yellows, and we were thinking about using a sunflower because that is Ukraine's flower. And all of the profits that we would make from this fundraiser would go, like 100% of the profits would go to an organization. We haven't decided which one yet. So that is something that we're seriously considering doing because, in times like this, you feel when you're on the other side of the world from something that is happening, you feel sort of helpless, and you're watching it on TV and your heart just breaks for these people. And it's hard to know what to do other than pray for them and your thoughts, and just be kind to one another in times like this. It's hard to know what to do. And so we were thinking maybe we could do that, and we're not 100% sure on it yet, but I just wanted to throw that out there to you guys that we are considering doing that, and we would love to be able to raise some money to donate. And like I said, 100% of the profits, we're not doing this to try to make money off of it or anything. We want to help, and this is, since we're project bag makers and stitch marker makers, we thought what better way to use our talents to try to raise some funds. I have 3 finished objects to show you today. I am so excited about this one in particular because it is what I am wearing. It is the Flax Light Pullover by Tin Can Knits. I started this pullover last May, so almost a year ago. I got like 3/4 of the way done, and then for whatever reason, I don't really know what it was, I stalled out, and I think it was Sleeve Island maybe. I don't know. It's my very first sweater that I've ever made, and I think it was the sleeves that I was intimidated by. I stalled out on. I don't really know, but I showed it on either the last episode or the episode before, just so I could kind of get motivated to finish it, because I had some, you know, lingering lips that I wanted to get done, and this was one of them. So it's finally finished. I'm gonna stand up and show you, but I gotta push the camera back a little bit. So it goes well past my hips. I love the detail on the sleeve with this garter ridge, and I used an alternating color for the cuffs of the arms and for the bottom. I just can't see that. So I love it. Okay, that's better. So like I said, I finally finished it, and I showed it last time and it was finished, but the ends weren't woven in, it wasn't washed or blocked, and there were some like little things that I needed to do to kind of get it all done, and now it's all finished. The yarn that I used, let me find the tag, is Olive and Tuyu Studios in their Rawlings base, which is, let me see if I can read this without my glasses. Their Rawlings base is a 70% superwash merino, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. The colorway is called Summer Madness. I used 3 skeins. I had about 25 grams left of the 3rd skein, so I pretty much used everything, and that is why I used a contrast color on the cuff and the bottom, because I was afraid I was gonna run out of yarn, but I also just I actually really like the way that that contrast color looks. So what else can I say about this? It's so soft. This base is wonderful with the silk and the cashmere in it. I just love it, love it, love it. And I'm excited to wear it. I haven't worn it. I mean, okay, so I live in Florida, so you know it's very warm here most of the time. But this is something that I feel like, because it's a fingering weight yarn, it is light enough for me to wear in the house. If I get cold, I can put it on, and then obviously in the winter time, I will wear it out. I mean, like, I'm in the house right now and I'm completely comfortable. I'm not too hot in it at all. So I really love it. I think I could see me making more of these, maybe in I think she has a DK version, because this is the Flax Light, which is the fingering weight version. So, and it's a free pattern by Tin Can Knits. So it's finally truly finished, truly an FO that I actually get to wear now. So super excited about that. I have decided that I am a garment maker now, and that I am gonna just make all the garments that I can this year, as many as I can. I mean, one of my whips, you guys know, is a cardigan that I'll show you in just a little while. So I have a feeling I am going to be heavy on the garments this year, which is really exciting. So that's my first FO. My second finished object is a pair of socks. They are washed and blocked. The yarn that I used for these is the January Yarnable colorway from Hypnotic Yarn. It was in the Yarnable subscription. And I can't remember the colorway name. Bougie something. I'll put it up on the screen. The pattern that I used is called the Magic Heel Socks by, I wrote it down, let me look, by the Autumn Acorn. And I wanted to try this pattern because I wanted to try the heel, which is not your traditional heel flap and gusset. And I enjoyed knitting it. I really liked it. And I said I was gonna reserve judgment on the heel itself as far as wear and tear durability goes until I have been able to wear these a few times and see how they are. But I really do like the construction of it. But there's just something about a traditional heel flap and gusset that makes a sock look so pretty. And it is time consuming, especially when you're first starting out knitting socks, and it can be a little bit intimidating if you've never done it before, but once you get the hang of the heel flap and gusset, it's fine. But I just wanted to try something new, but I really love the yarn. And the way that they turned out, and I just thought they were so pretty. I did do the helical knitting, and I knit them on a 2.5 millimeter 9-inch circular chagu needle, and I did helical knitting with these where you alternate skeins just to see what the yarn would look like knit up. And I did them the exact same way, so I think it's interesting how they kind of stripe differently on each sock. I think they're beautiful though, and I absolutely love them, and they're so soft. This base is awesome. It's an 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, so it's really plump and soft. So that's my second finished object. I don't think there's anything else to tell you about these. If you have any questions, just let me know. Oh, and I did an umbrella toe, the toe that Kay Jones uses in a lot of her sock patterns. So if you have any questions, other questions about those, just email me or put it in the comments. The second finished object that I have is also a pair of socks. These are what I called the woodland socks that I started at Christmas time. So this yarn is from Olive and Tuyu Studios, and we partnered up with them for a collaboration for our Christmas mystery box. We included a full skein of yarn and a 20-gram mini in our box this past year for 2021. So that's the yarn. And the colorway, the main colorway was called A Very Merry Woodland. And the mini that I used for the heels, toes, and cuffs is called Naughty Pine. So that's the yarn. So I have quite a bit left over because I used the contrast color for the heels, toes, and cuffs. I have this much left over. I haven't weighed it yet, but I would say this is probably at least 40 grams. So quite a bit. I could even make some minis with it or save it for another project, or to use this as heels, toes, and cuffs in another sock, because sometimes I think that variegated speckly look on heels, toes, and cuffs is really pretty. So I'm not gonna automatically put this in my scraps just yet for my bits and bobs blanket, because I'm trying to decide what if I want to do something else with this. So but we'll see. I'm not really sure yet what I'm gonna do with it. But I just love how the socks turned out. So the pattern is not like a, I just kind of made up the pattern based on what I wanted it to look like. So I did 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing for the cuffs. And then for the main color, I did row 1, I did just knit all the way around. And then row 2, I did knit 3, slip 1. And I just alternated those rows. I think that's a popular kind of slip stitch look. I think I've probably seen it somewhere or something. I don't really know, but it wasn't a pattern that I specifically followed of anyone's that I know of. I'm sure someone has had some type of pattern like that. And then I did a heel flap and gusset. And for the toe, I did an umbrella toe. Again, because I really like the look of the umbrella toe. I did 70 rounds on the leg, and then I think I did 65 rounds on the foot. So I'm just calling these my woodland socks. I think they turned out really pretty. Someone told me they looked like Christmas lights or a Christmas tree, and they matched our project bag perfectly that we had in our mystery box last year. So that's my third and final finished object. Okay, so let's move on to whips. I have 3 whips to show you. The first one is my Radvent cardigan by Ambah O'Brien. This is the pattern. She designed it to use, you can use your Advent minis with to make it like a striped, or you can use all one color, which is what I'm doing. I showed this on the last episode, so if you want to see like a lot of details about the before I started, you can go back and check that out. But the last time I showed it, I had gotten to here. So you start with the sleeve, so you make the cuff, and then you make this sort of like balloon shaped sleeve. Basically you work from the outside in. So you make 2 panels, and then you're gonna seam them together at the end. So I was here last time, so I've done all of this since then. So this is where the sleeve technically ends, like that. And now I'm doing the body of it. So I just have a couple more inches to do on this body part, where it goes like this. And then I think you put the front on hold and keep going with the back. So once this panel's done, then I will start the second sleeve. Same way, I'll start with the cuff and work my way up. And then you seam them together, and then you do the ribbing that's around the front and the bottom. So right now I'm kind of like right here doing this part. Sorry if that made a bunch of noise with me rubbing my hand on the paper, but that's where I am, right there. So the bottom for me and this part, like the button area, is going to be that darker pink color, like the cuff on the sleeve. Hope that makes sense. I'm using, I'm holding fingering weight double with a Surrey alpaca blend, so you can see that fluffy halo. My cute little cake stitch marker that we had in the shop for Valentine's Day. And let's see, this is the yarn that I'm using. The dark pink is by Twin Mommy Creations. So bright. It's not a dark pink, it's a bright pink, but it's like a hot pink. It's got mohair all over it. It's called Dragon Fruit Please. This is what her tag looked like. And it's an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And I'm holding that double with the Surrey alpaca on the cuff. And then and then this lighter pink, I'm also holding double. This is the Surrey alpaca. So soft and fluffy. And then the pink, the main colorway, is this soft pink color. And I dyed this myself. It is on an 80-20 blend also. So pretty. I love it. So I haven't had a lot of time to work on this since I podcasted last, obviously because of all the issues that I had with my health. So I haven't picked up a knit on this in over a week. So the progress that I made was from the bottom of that stitch marker up till here was really like the 2 weeks prior after the last episode. So I'm really enjoying it. I love it. I can't wait to see what it looks like on and get it all finished. It's so soft. It's just gonna be one of those great like cardigans you can just put on and feel so fluffy and warm. I really, really like it a lot. I'm on my second skein now. I just added the second skein in this last row. So I'm thinking I'll probably use about 3 skeins. Not quite 3 skeins of this. Which means I have to dye another one of these because I only dyed 2 of them. So I need to get on that and do it. Hopefully I'll get this panel done in the next week or so. Won't take me that long. And then I can immediately start the second one. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. All right, so my next whip is the February Yarnable socks that I'm doing. I had decided that at the beginning of January that I was going to use my Yarnable subscription every month to make a pair of socks. So I should, at the end of the year, have 12 pairs of socks all knit out of the Yarnable box subscription yarn. So I am working on February's. This pattern is the Soda Water Socks by Yucca. There is a free version and a paid for version. This was from my Make 9 board that I did at the beginning of the year. I've had this pattern for ages and I've always wanted to knit it and I just never had. So I'm like, let me put it on my Make 9 board, so I do it. So this is the first sock that's done. And like I said, this is the February Yarnable colorway and it's raspberry cream. That's the label, raspberry cream. It's an 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon blend, very soft. It's just the same blend as the socks that I just showed you, the blue and white socks. So I really am enjoying this pattern a lot. It's very simple with yarn overs and knit 2 togethers. There's an 8-row repeat. So I did a 2x2 twisted rib cuff for, I want to say 15 rounds. And then I did, you can count my markers here. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 repeats. I thought I did 7 repeats, but I guess I did 8. So that would be 64 rows or rounds for the leg. And then I tried a new heel. This is called the butterfly heel, and it's by Kay Jones. It's in her lattice top socks pattern, is where she introduced this heel. So I bought that pattern because I want to make those socks anyway. So I'm like, well, let me go ahead and buy that pattern, and that way I can try the heel in this one. And it was my first time making it, so it probably looks horrible, but I really like how easy it was and how much less time it took than a traditional heel flap and gusset. And then I continued on in pattern on the top of the foot and just plain stockinette on the bottom. And then of course I did my rounded umbrella toe, also by Kay Jones. I really like this toe. If you haven't noticed, there's like a theme. I'm using this toe on almost all of the socks that I've been making lately, and I'm really enjoying it. It's easy to remember and it doesn't take long. I really like it. So anyway, this is the first sock done, and I am this far on the second sock. This is the stitch marker that came in the February Yarnable box. I don't remember who the maker is, but it's on the other video if you want to watch it. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 repeats in to the pattern. So just a couple more and then I can start the second heel. So I love the colorway. It's so pretty. And I don't have any pink and brown socks, so I'm really enjoying it. Highly recommend the pattern. The free version is like on her website or her blog, and then there is a paid for version that you can buy also that has alternative ways you can make the sock. I think like toe up or cuff down. Actually, I think the free version is toe up, so I had to modify it to do cuff down. I just switched everything, but definitely check it out if you like the pattern that it makes, because it's free. So that is my second whip. All right, so the last whip that I have to show you is an old whip from last year. I started it like the beginning of the summer last year. It is a pair of socks, and I started making them because I wanted to make some 4th of July socks. I had posted these on Instagram and everything. I was like gung-ho, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish them before 4th of July. And I got the first sock done, and then I think I got like second sock syndrome or something and never finished the second sock. So that's why I'm getting them out now, so I can try to get this whip done, because I would like to wear them maybe in time for this summer. So I have them in this bag. This is a bag I purchased a couple of years ago from Elm Tree Yarns. She also makes bags. She lives in England. She makes really pretty bags and yarn also. So let me show you the first sock that I have finished. Look at that sparkle. This pattern is the Rainbow Connection pattern by Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady. And I decided, because, you know, I'm such an overachiever, that I was going to use 3 different colors. So normally I think her pattern calls for 2 different colors to use. like a solid and maybe a variegated or something, I don't remember, and then you just stripe them. But I was like, oh, I want to do red, white, and blue, so I'm gonna make 3 different colors. So I love the yarn. I love how they're turning out. I think the 3 colors just kind of, like I ran out of steam on the second sock for some reason. Because I mean, I'm on the heel. Here, I'm on the heel. These are on DPNs because I needed the needles that they were on. I don't normally make socks with DPNs. I don't like DPNs. They're very fiddly, and I prefer either the 9-inch circulars or to do the magic loop. But I'm gonna finish them. I think it's what's also annoying is that I have 3 strands of yarn at all times because you're just alternating the colors. So you just carry the yarn up, and it annoys me because they get tangled, and that's also part of the reason why I got frustrated with them. But I'm so close to being done. The yarn is by Arkansas Yarn Company. I don't know where I put the ball bands for these or the tags, and they're not in my bag, so I'm not sure, but they are from last summer, and this was the red on her. I think this is her super sparkly base. Look at that stellina. And then the blue, I have them in these yarn cozies. These yarn cozies are a pattern by Natalie from KnittyNatty, and they are amazing. If you're a center pull person, which I am, I love pulling the yarn from the center, then these yarn cozies are perfect to keep your cake just nice and snug, and nothing snags your yarn. It's really nice. So that's the blue, and then this is the red, white, and blue variegated. They're all on her super sparkly base. I'm sorry, I don't know the names of the colorways specifically, but they're from last year, and for some reason the tags aren't in my bag, which is odd because I usually keep them in here. So I'm really close to being done. I'm gonna work on these and get them finished, because that will be another whip off the list that I can cross off the list, and it feels good to do that. When they're really old whips like that, it feels really good, and showing them here kind of gets me inspired and holds me accountable to finish them. All right, so that is all the whips I have. What else do we have to talk about? I am still working on my Bits and Bobs blanket and my 12 Days of Knitmas shawl that I've showed in previous episodes, but there's been virtually no progress on my shawl because of everything that's been going on. And I have been working on my blanket. I've gotten about 4 or 5 inches in progress made, but I figured I'd just wait and show it to you next time so there's some significant progress on it, because I've talked about it every episode, so I'll just wait until I have some more progress. So let's talk about future plans and Happy Mail. So my future plans are things that I want to cast on in the next, couple of weeks or months, and things that I'm getting prepared, like getting the yarn out for them, and I've got to buy the patterns, and you know how that goes. So the first thing that I'm going to cast on next, most likely, will be the Lacy Advent Cowl by Crystal T Knits. It was on my Make 9 board. I'll pop a picture up here to show you what it looks like. And it's a pattern that uses 12 minis, and it's designed, to use your Advent minis. And last year I got an Advent calendar from Storyweaver Yarns, and it was a 12-day, and the theme was the Chronicles of Narnia. So I am going to cast that on. I just wanted to show you again the yarn that came with that Advent. I think these will look really pretty all together. there's a mix of blues and pinks, purples. It was such a pretty Advent. Ooh, that one's coming undone. I gotta fix that. So I'm going to use these minis for that. I think that will look really, really pretty all together. Something else in my future plans that I want to cast on soon is I want to make another Musselburgh hat, and this time I want to hold it double with a mohair because I think that would be really pretty and soft. So this is the yarn that I want to use. I dyed this yarn myself. This is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon base. Isn't that gorgeous? And then I dyed the same colorway in a mohair. I named this colorway Uncle Lamb, and if you are an Outlander fan, you will understand that reference. So Claire, the main character in Outlander, she had an uncle named Uncle Lambert, and she called him Uncle Lamb. And he basically raised her, and he was an archaeologist, and he took her when she was younger all over the place to Egypt to excavate the pyramids. And this just was inspired by him because it reminded me of their time when they were in Egypt. And I thought this would make a pretty Musselburgh hat. I don't know if yellow will look good on me or gold, but we'll see. And if I don't like the color on me, then I will gift the hat to someone else. But I just thought it would be really pretty to use these two together. So that is something that I want to cast on soon. And then I have another yarn that I want to use, and I don't really have a pattern in mind yet for it, but I bought this last year. This is from Beachy Breeze Fibers. And the colorway is called Colored Eggs. It was, you know, during Easter time. And I also got the matching mohair with it. And I thought this would make like a pretty shawl or a pretty cowl or something. I'm not really sure yet what I want to do with it. So if you have any pattern suggestions to use this, let me know in the comments, because I really want to use this during like spring Easter time. I saved it last year because I knew I would want to use this spring, but I'm not sure on a pattern. So I could look at my Make 9 board and see if there's something that would fit this, but I'm open to other pattern suggestions also. I just really thought it was beautiful. And the base is 75-25 superwash merino nylon. And then this is the Kid Silk mohair blend. So, so pretty. So that is it for future plans. Now, I did get some happy mail, and I will run through it. I'll try to run through it quickly. But the first thing that I want to show you is the March Yarnable box subscription. And I'm so excited about it. Hang on one second, I have to grab it. Okay, so I'm excited about this box for many reasons. And once I open it, you will see why. So this is March's, and today's only March 4th. So if you get this and you haven't opened your box yet, then look away if you do not want to be spoiled, because I know it's a little bit earlier in the month and not everybody has opened theirs yet. So, but I did want to show it while I'm podcasting. So, the Yarnable box subscription, I've talked about this before. It's a monthly subscription where you get 1 or 2 skeins of yarn, depending on, your choice. and you can get it in fingering weight or in DK weight. It always comes like this with the yarn in this bag, so you don't see what the yarn looks like, which I love because I like to open it last. So I'll set that aside. And then every month it comes with a bag of goodies. Do you recognize the goodies in the bag this month? If you have bought stitch markers from us before, you will immediately recognize what this is. We are so excited to announce that we were featured as an extra goodie in the Yarnable box subscription from March. We were so excited, and we have been keeping it a secret for months and months and months, and it feels so good to finally talk about it because we did this collaboration with Cheryl from Hypnotic Yarn, the owner of Yarnable, and you know, obviously you have to keep things like that a secret. So it was such a joy to work with her. She is a very nice person. We loved collaborating with her. We would totally do it again on, you know, future projects. And we just thought it all came together so well, and we're so excited. So this month's box, every month it comes with a card, and it tells you about the yarn, it tells you about the extras and other things. It says, Inside Yarnable, March 2022. Shenanigans is brought to you by Silly Gnomes, Lucky Clovers, and Gold at the End of the Rainbow. The extras this month are a mini skein dyed by Arkansas Yarn Company. And this is the mini skein. How adorable. That is her tag. So it's this adorable springy green mini skein. There is a gnome knitting pattern by Sarah Shira, and the pattern came as a digital download, so we got an email a few days ago saying that you could download the pattern for the gnome. And then it came with a stitch marker set from 3BC Designs, which is us! And it's this adorable rainbow, and it's a two-piece set with a rainbow and then this adorable green, silver, and gold glittery charm. Perfect for Valentine's Day. So we are just super, super excited about that. Now, let me show you the yarn. How beautiful are all of those speckles? It's called Shenanigans. I cannot wait to knit with this. Now, I know that she gave you the mini too, so you could use it with this to make the gnome. But in keeping with my goal for this year, I'm going to use my Yarnable colorways to make socks. So I thought it would be cool to use this as the alternating heels and cuffs, toes, heels, and cuffs. I'm not sure if I'll do all three or just toes and cuff and maybe do the heel in this. I'm not sure yet. I have some time to think about it, but I want to cast it on really, really soon. And I thought that green, there's pops of green all throughout here, so I thought this green would look so cute with it. So that's the Yarnable box this month. So excited to be featured as an extra, as a maker, and just excited about the box in general. Somebody tagged us on Instagram that gets the box, and she was like, best box ever. So I just thought that was kind of cool to hear that people really enjoyed it. So now that the news is out, we can finally talk about it. It's so exciting. Okay, other happy mail I got is my Row 1 Minis subscription. And I have already opened them, and I took them out of the plastic this time because the crinkling was so loud last time. So this month, if you don't know what Row 1 is, it's a subscription that you can get every month, and you get 10 10-gram minis, and each month it is a different dyer. They feature a different dyer. It's called the Carnival of Color Club, and this month Row 1 yarn brings you 100 grams of Tenderfoot 80/20 from Polka Dot Sheep Fine Yarns is the name of the dyer. And it tells you a little bit about the dyer and then the names of the colorways here. So you get that every month. And these are some of the colors. They were beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I think this dyer is in Montana, and you can just tell that she gets inspiration from where she lives. Beautiful. So my plans for my Row 1 minis are, I'm going to make the habitation throw. Look at that one. Gorgeous. That one's called Lavish. I'm going to make the habitation throw by Helen Stewart, and I'm going to use all of my Row 1 minis. I think the pattern only uses, I want to say 24, but they're 20-gram minis. I like that one too, that pretty green. So since these are 10 grams, I could use 48 of them. I like that one. So pretty. I have so many of these because I've been getting them for a year now, and I've used very, very few of them yet because I was just trying to create a collection and build up my mini stash. And I think I have achieved that because I'm going to show you. I have them, now that I showed you all of those, I'm going to throw them in this basket. I have them in this basket. There's so many minis. And it's not even full yet. I mean, like, this basket's humongous. So I have so many to choose from for my habitation throw, and I'm excited to do that. And it's so fun to just look at them and kind of imagine, like, what you could use them for. I'll just have fun. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do a color scheme, like stick to pastels, or do maybe like alternate darks and lights. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I could do all like a color theme, like all purples and pinks or all blues and greens. I'm not sure yet, but I have so many to choose from that will be a lot of fun to design. Okay, what else did I get? Happy mail. Just a couple more things. I got my pin from my monthly pin club that I'm a part of. Let me pull it out. This is the Queen of Yarn Pin Club by Channy P's Corner. And I really liked the pin this month. Thank you for being a fiber friend. This one has two, I guess because it's a little bit bigger of a pin, like an enamel pin, and it's kind of heavy, but I think that's why it has two of the backings. And it always comes with a little sticker too. So I'm excited. I'll put this on my laptop. So that was my monthly pin. And okay, so you guys know I'm a fan of Murray Wool Goods. Sarah is the dyer. She does a monthly sock set subscription. This is her card. And you just sign up for, it's not like a ongoing monthly thing. You just, if you like the theme for that month, then you can purchase it. And February's was an Outlander theme. And I'm a huge Outlander fan, as you can already tell. And so when I saw her theme for February, I was like, sold, went on and immediately purchased it. So this is the sock set. It's called Fraser's Ridge. And it is on her tweed. It's called Tweedy Sock Set 8515 Superwash Merino Donegal, which is those neps. Gives it that tweed look. And then 438 yards, 100 grams. And then the mini is 87 yards, 20 grams. I just think it's gorgeous. And it really does look like Fraser's Ridge, which is where they settle in North Carolina, Jamie and Claire. Okay, one more thing I got in the mail. So I ordered a couple of Progress Keepers from Lock and Lou. That is her information. She is a artist, true artist, and she makes clay stitch markers, and she hand paints them, which I think is amazing. Super, super talented. I don't know how easy it will be to show these, but I'm gonna try. So her last sort of update that she did was a Florida theme, and she had like manatees and dolphins and just all kinds of Florida related stuff. And I fell in love with the Florida theme because, you know, we live in Florida. So I got a little manatee. I don't know if he's showing up, but that's the manatee. And I got a beach gnome. Now this one is not mine. I bought this for my mom because she loves gnomes. But it's so cute. Beach themed gnome. He's got like a starfish and sand on his hat. He's holding bubbles. And then I got a little sandbird that I thought was just so cute. How adorable is that? I don't know if she has any of these left because this was probably 2 weeks ago or so that she had them, but I know she's doing a spring update. What's the matter, Finley? You okay? My dog, I think he wants some attention. So, would you like to make your debut on our YouTube channel, Finley? Let me put this away real quick. Come here. Oh, you want to say hi? Don't pick my sweater. Say hello. This is Finley. He's my daughter's dog. He's a teacup Chihuahua and he's old. He's like 11 or 12. And he's very shy and doesn't like anybody but me and my daughter. He does not like my son. My son's 12 and he has never liked him, even though he's been around him his whole life. So, okay, you gotta go. I gotta finish. All right, so that is it for the knitting related portion of this podcast. I know that was a lot. Sorry. This one might be a little bit longer of an episode because of everything that I had to show you guys. I will give you a little bit of a life update, so if you're not here for that, then thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So let me explain what happened to me the last couple of weeks. Let's think, when was this? So about a week and a half ago, it was a Tuesday, so not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before. Today's Friday. So yeah, a week and a half ago, on Tuesday night, I was just laying in bed, and all of a sudden I got this terrible pain in my like upper stomach area, like where your diaphragm is, and like a horrible stomach pain. And it wasn't like a normal like stomach ache pain, it was like a sharp pain. It wouldn't go away. It kept getting worse and worse, and the pain started shooting into my back, like right between my shoulder blades. It felt like someone was like stepping on my stomach and my back at the same time. It was horrible. It made me sick. Like I literally got sick, and spent the whole night just in pain, laying there. I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I was like sweating, and I had a fever, or it felt like a fever, and I didn't really sleep much that night. Super painful. I didn't know if it was food poisoning or what was going on. So the next morning, the pain was still there. It wasn't as bad, but it was still there. And so I texted my mom because she was a registered nurse forever, and I thought, well, let me tell her what my symptoms are and see what she says, because I was getting kind of concerned because it wasn't going away, the pain. So she was like, concerned if it was like chest pains or, something heart related. We didn't really know for sure. So she said, better to go to the hospital and get checked out. Better to be safe than sorry, kind of thing. So I ended up going to the ER on Wednesday, and they ran all kinds of tests. They did an ultrasound and a CT scan and just a bunch of different things, blood work, everything. And they said, you have gallstones, and one of them, you had basically what they call a gallbladder attack. One of the gallstones tried to pass into your small intestines and created all of this pain. Apparently it's like a very common thing to have a gallbladder attack, and gallbladder removal is like one of the most common surgeries that they do. This is what they were telling me. So they're like, you need to be admitted and have surgery to have your gallbladder removed. And I was in shock. We were updating the shop in like 3 days. I had no idea that this was gonna happen. I mean, who can predict things like this, right? So at first I was like, well, is it an emergency? Is it something that I have to have done? And they said, yes, you really need to have it done because it's gonna keep happening. You could get, it was already like infected at that point. So they're like, you don't want to get sepsis or get pancreatitis, which could be life-threatening. So because of how bad my blood work was, and they could very clearly see all of the stones and everything, they said, it's pretty much an emergency. You need to have it done. So they admitted me to the hospital, and the next day, which was a Thursday, I had to have the removal surgery. So I was in the hospital for one more night until Friday, and I got to come home like late Friday afternoon, 5-6 o'clock or so. So It has been, so it's been a week since the surgery today. So needless to say, it has been a week of recovering and trying to take things slow. And fortunately, the surgery was laparoscopic, so it wasn't as invasive as a regular surgery. And so the recovery has been fine, and I've just been trying to take it slow. My daughter and my son have been a huge help to me, and you know, these things happen. It's called life. Life happens. So that was why the update got pushed back and the podcast got pushed back to another week. And I'm just grateful that I'm okay and that I'm on the mend and everything's fine now. So now I just have to deal with follow-up appointments and getting back to being healthy and taking care of myself. You know, you put yourself on the back burner when you're a mom and you're a business owner, and you think of all of the reasons why you shouldn't go to the doctor or you know, for your checkups and things. And then of course with COVID and everything, that kind of puts a damper on things. So you know, it was a life lesson for me, for sure, to know that my health and is important, and to always take care of yourself. So even when you don't feel like it, or you don't think that you need to, it's extremely important. So I'm very grateful that I'm okay. And again, thank you to all of you for reaching out and for your prayers and your thoughts and your warm wishes, and for just thinking of me and checking on me. It really meant a lot. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching and for purchasing from our update, and for, you know, liking our pictures on Instagram and commenting, and we appreciate so much all of that. And if you liked this podcast and you want to see more, make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you'll see when we update more videos. I'll probably podcast again in 2 weeks. I would say I'll have some pretty good progress by then on all of my whips, and maybe even some new things to show you. So I really enjoyed talking to you guys today and showing you our update. If you have any questions, please leave us a comment below, or you can reach out to us on Instagram. You can email us. Any of those ways to get a hold of us, and we would love to hear from you. So thank you so much again on behalf of all three of us, and we will see you next time. Thank you.